Hey everybody, and welcome back to our True Image YouTube channel. Can you believe that we are already in 2017? That is crazy. I can't believe it. Before we get started, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Yes, I do sound very nasally. I have been overcoming a sinus infection, and it's still kind of lingering in me, and so I apologize. I know it sounds annoying, but I really wanted to get this video up, and so forgive me. I'm healed, and I'm sorry if this voice is going to be annoying you, but anyway, just wanted to get that cleared. Yes, it is not your speakers, it is my voice. So but I wanted to do a series this month entitled Let It Go, and I just wanted to do just a little mini intro video to what we're going to be talking about. This past year was a good year for me. It wasn't great, it wasn't terrible, but it was a very uncomfortable year. The past 2 years, really, I feel like, ever since I got out of youth pastoring, my husband and I would have stepped out for 2 years. Coming up in March of this year would have been 2 years that we announced our stepping out of position as youth pastors. And ever since I stepped out, it has been so hard, so difficult, so confusing, just so many things that I'm doing things now that I never thought I would be doing, things I wanted to be doing right now I'm not, and just a lot of unanswered questions that I have had over the past couple of years. And when I tell you it has been uncomfortable, that too is an understatement. It has just been so uncomfortable for me. And so at the same time, I know God's been growing. I know God's been stretching me. So maybe you're here and you're like, that has been my life the past whatever months or years. And listen, I'm in there with you, sister. We just have to keep pressing and keep pushing and just trusting the Lord, because regardless of how we think things should be, ultimately our trust has got to be in the Lord. And if it isn't, it needs to be there. And so I just wanted to share just a few things for this new video and this new series, and I just really felt we needed to let some things go. And in this month, we're going to be talking about letting go of 3 different things. One of the things we're going to be talking about is letting go of sin, letting go of your sin, and letting go of the sins of others. We're going to go there. And then I also wanted to talk about letting go of offense. You know, I think a lot of us, we are in a prison of offense, and we are just holding these grudges, holding this offense and doing all these things. And it's ourself. It's like, this is self-induced. We're offended, we're upset, we're mad, our feelings are hurt. And God's like, I've given you the keys to unlock, this prison door, but we're like, no, I'm offended. I'm going to stay here. And our own offense is keeping us from being and doing what God's called us to do and be. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is letting go of control. A friend of mine was talking to me a few weeks ago, and we were just sharing our hearts, and she's like, you know what I think your problem is? And I looked at her, I was like, well, you're going to tell me. So I was like, what? She said, you need to let go of control, and you need to let go of your expectation of the way that you think things should be. And I just looked at her, and I smiled. Of course, she smiled. I was like, you'll be just fine, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And I was like, no, I appreciate that. So I went home, and I'm like, Lord, you heard what she said. And when she said that, it was like a knife to my heart in a good way. Like, it pierced me, like, okay, this is something I need to pay attention to. And then the Lord just began to really talk to me about how there are certain areas in my life that I have not surrendered fully to Him. And I'm thinking, Lord, I live my life for you. I've surrendered everything to you. What are you talking about? But as I grow, and as you grow in your relationship with the Lord, there is that life of surrender. But then the closer you get with the Lord, and Jesus becomes so much more intimate with you, those things that weren't so visible are now more visible, because you're allowing Jesus, to go deeper into your heart. And I began to see some things that I was like, that is a control problem. And that control is rooted from a thing of pride. And that pride is rooted from a place of, I feel that if I do this, then I'll know it gets done. But if I have to give this over to this, or I have to let go of this, or I didn't realize how there were still certain areas in my life where I was still battling my need of control. And I'll get to that in one of our videos. And then the other thing was of my expectation. I think we get so discouraged and so disappointed not that we don't expect, and I think we always need to be expecting God to move, but I think we miss it when we try to expect God to do things the way we think it should be done. And when God does something, but not through our expectation or the way we think, that's when we get disappointed, and that's when we get discouraged. And so God began to show me that there were some things that I have been so discouraged in because it was my expectation. And these past couple of years have been so frustrating for me because I realized this is not how I thought it was supposed to look. But all the while, it's exactly how it needs to be, how it needs to look. But because of my perspective, the way I thought I missed it. I thought God missed it. How dare I even say that, right? But it's just kind of how I felt. And so I'm really excited about these videos. I pray that they are going to encourage you. I pray that they are going to challenge you. And so we're going to come back next week, and we're going to be talking about letting go of your sin and letting go of the sins of others. So I'm really excited. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.